Okay, so hey everybody. I know it's been a long time since I posted my last video. Things have been up and down for me, but now I'm back. I will get to explain everything that has been happening in my life so that you can understand where I'm coming from and also why I have been lost all this time. But for now, let's just look at a quick outlook of the week, and that is the week of 18th of May 2026 up to the 22nd of May 2026. So I'm just going to brush, through the few pairs like the DAX. We have the DXY, we have the Euro USD, and then we have the USDCHF. So we're going to do a very quick, not really a recap, but an outlook of what is actually, of what I am actually anticipating in the respective pairs that I've just mentioned. So starting off with the DAX, let's just load. Now, for me, I have this, what do you call it, the range continuing like that. And then right here, it didn't break the last high. So what it did, it abruptly or rather violently just went to the downside, causing that very change of character. So for me right now, I see this as the pullback or rather the return inside this last supply extreme. Okay, and as you can see also it's playing out. I didn't take that trade, so like I always say, if you see this red and purple P&L box, then just know that I didn't take that trade, and it's just something that I was kind of also backtesting to see how, for this case, to see how the swing trading actually looks like and if it's actually possible. So as you can see right here, we price that did touch this extreme, came back down, did a pullback with this inside bar and then went down, but it has not broken this low yet. So until, for me, until this low gets broken like that, then I'll be looking for any type of supply here and then continue to the downside. Maybe I could look to get involved around here, or also wait for this. When you see this, for me, I've seen this, I think a hanging man or sort of something like that, like a candle or a hanging man candle. So for that candle, it has not broken this low. So meaning that right now it could be pulling back deeper inside this inside bar before continuing to the downside. But if it does get above the 50% of this inside bar right here, above here, then I'll be looking to, place my sell stop around there and then continue to ride it to this demand right, that right down there. So yes, I might have missed on this trade above here, but also there could be a possibility, a possible trade, a sell trade around here, or maybe also we can presume that this pullback could come and take out this high of this inside bar, and then still the sell stop can still remain there and then continue to the downside. So that's just my speculation on the weekly of the DAX. Now, the daily also plays or rather follows suit. It's playing along with the weekly. So yes, we did have the change of character around here on the daily. We had the pullback to the extreme and then price went to the downside. I'm trying to move real quick. So right here we could have anticipated continuation of a sell from here, but as you can see, price touched twice. Okay, and then did a little bit of a pullback and also taking out those lows and then continue moving upwards. So up until now, we see price now trying to push itself up, and it actually did that to completely or successfully hitting that extreme top. So as you can see, top supply. So as you can see now, we've kind of reacted inside this last demand that pushed price up. Okay, meaning that now we could be having that flip zone. So again, after reacting from there, we could have expected this reaction actually to continue to the upside, but it didn't do that. It just came down, took out those lows, okay, these lows, and then it came and mitigated again this demand. Okay, but inside this demand, as you can see, it has only mitigated it, and now it wants to like push up to do a little bit of pullback, also do a reaction inside this supply and also build. For me, I'm anticipating those are the conferences I'm looking for. So right now I've only seen that it has pushed down to this demand, is trying to push up to get a little bit of reaction and also mitigate this last bearish candle that happened last week, okay, and then maybe continue to the downside from there. Because why? They could have also wanted to build this double bottom. So you see how sometimes they actually play with our minds like that. So yes, sell trades are still possible for me from this area of demand, or maybe just come and take out those highs and then, place that sell stop around there and just, let that price swing to the downside. So that's just my anticipation also, or from the daily in the DAX. Okay, so now 4 hour, this is where now my entry is expected. So what is happening is for many of you that know SMC, then you'll understand that the way price is going is actually on a bullish momentum. Okay, so right now, as you can see from that double bottom that we saw on the daily or the 4 hour, we have seen that it has reacted deeper inside this demand, and right now it's trying to push up, not just push up, but also to come and mitigate those areas of supply, just to make them act as reaction points before continuing to the downside. So for SMC, I know you could be waiting for something like this first. A break below this low, yeah, will give you that idea, okay, of knowing that now we've switched bearish. But because now we are still continuing to the downside, price has pushed up in the beginning of this week, so meaning price could also go up maybe to this supply also, or maybe coming deeper the way you have just drawn right there, and then continue to the downside. Because for me, double bottoms or relatives bottoms or tops are also liquidity for my analysis, and also um, strategy, okay, and also my age. So that's just the DAX. So I'm not going to pause the video, it's going to be one video. So let's just jump to the next pair, and that is the Euro USD. So starting off from the weekly on this one, now here is where everything gets interesting, because I was actually monitoring the Euro USD, and it has played out so well in the things that I've been expecting. So as you can see, last year we had that range over towards the end of the year, had a reaction from there, push up, and then price came down to actually take out those lows, so meaning we have a change of character, bearish one. So right here now we had that bullish kind of momentum to the upside, only to come and mitigate these areas of supply, this flip zone, and also this supply here, the bullish candle. Okay, so again we saw that range around there, playing around there, and then price push to the downside. Now for this one, I did have myself stop there. I actually entered in this doji, and as you can see, this bullish candle really threatened me to tell me that maybe it could be continuing to the upside. So I cut my losses early enough, okay, so as to avoid the whole percentage to get to that loss, because also this demand was actually threatening me that price could still continue up. But as you can see, price has now broken these lows, these ones here. So for this bullish candle, you can see it's trying to push up, but I don't think it will push up any further than this bullish candle right here, the supply POI. So that is what I'm anticipating, that if price does come up inside this bullish candle, then I'll be looking to place those sell stop again to and play and continue playing that bearish kind of order flow that could have anticipated to change inside the Euro USD. So that's just how I look at it from the weekly point of view, and I'll be waiting for at least price to come to here, and then do place or do my risk analysis there, and then place my trade, get ready to press my trade. For the daily, let the chart load a little bit. Now from the daily, things are a little bit kind of tricky, but for me I can say that is not that tricky, because if you check very well, we did have that bullish kind of momentum. The price load, sorry about that. I hope now it's okay. Okay, so we had a bullish momentum, price pushed to the upside to break out that high, and then it came down, okay, and then pushed up very low to come and actually break out that low, Okay, so meaning this actually was the weekly change of character. This is the daily change of character. So you see how everything has aligned. The change of character has happened, the swing structure has been broken, so meaning we could be changing the direction to the downside. So again, we see that pullback, okay, up to there, okay, inside those, remember those weekly weekly supplies, we pushed back to, you know, at least mitigate this area of void, okay, and then we had a little bit of a push down and then a push up, okay, with these two candles, and then we see price now changing direction to the downside, meaning we could now continue to the downside like that. So up until here we had the last pullback, okay, inside this could be the last pullback inside this supply officially, because we see price now finally coming back down to take out those lows the same way we've also seen in the weekly. So meaning we've had a change of character, we had that reaction back to this extreme supply, and right now this push could be the push to either this hanging man doji or whatever, and then, you know, continue to the downside, because ideally we are overall in a bullish kind of a bearish kind of order flow. So meaning right here this could be a break, okay, this could be a break inside this whole range where the start of pullback started here. So this is the whole range, the sell to buy range. So you see this green, okay, you see this green POI demand, that's where price is actually reacting from. So maybe this could be the push for this week to, you know, do some little bit of reaction to the upside inside that supply before maybe continue to the downside. So that's just my anticipation on the Euro USD from the daily time frame. Now the 4 hour, what are we seeing? Remember that imbalance that has just price has just reacted from. For me now, I'm anticipating that let me just, you know, fast forward. Okay, before we do that, let me just remove this so that you can have a clear drawing. Okay, so with the 4 hour now, we see we also still in a bullish kind of trend. Okay, this was a trade I should have taken. Like I said, if you see such, then just know I didn't take that trade, and you know, next time I'll be very cognizant to actually be aware, you know, and ready to take it. So this push to the downside, remember that green buy sell to buy that started here, okay, this green one, we've seen now we've had that slight pullback around here, and then price has pushed up to create that change of character. So my anticipation is, I want you to notice something the same way last week, okay, we started off with a whole bearish kind of momentum to even break those internal structures around there, okay, especially this last low. Okay, so for now I'm anticipating at least for price to come down, okay, to either mitigate this demand or maybe take out a little few areas of liquidity around here, and then, you know, place my buy stop there and then play that pullback. Okay, and that pullback for me inside this green daily supply, and also this 4 hour supply that is nested inside that daily supply, is where now I'll be looking to target my take profit areas. So that's just my lookout for the Euro USD, because one, for me, I'll be anticipating at least price to come down there and then come down here, okay, because we still have these kinds of voids, this one and this one, that needs to be mitigated. So maybe from there is where we could be changing direction by breaking this low according to my own structure and my strategy. So which one is next? The DXY. Now the DXY also is a bit interesting. The DXY is a bit interesting, but you know, things are actually getting to shape up for me. Okay, things are actually getting to shape up for me, and they are showing me that these things, you know, they can actually play out very, very well, because, you know, with the back test and the experience, back testing and the experience, we see a lot actually going on, and you know, Revelations just, you know, trying to give us an awareness of actually what is going on. So we had a change of character here from the weekly, we had a return to the extreme, and then pushed down lower again to the next supply, and then price continued to the downside. So I'll try and move faster for this one. So we have this last supply still holding. Okay, it did come down, okay, to take out all those liquidity. And right here with this push up, we've had now that change of character, the bullish one to the upside. So after that change of character, what do we see? We see this triangle, see this ascending triangle which got broken, okay, and then came and mitigated this area of doji, okay, which acted also as a demand where price is actually reacting from. Then price again created another triangle around here inside this demand, which now has broken to the upside, and then could be now, doing that pullback during this week, okay, could be that doing that pullback to this demand here. And then that's where now I'll be looking to get interested to put a place in my buy stop around there, and then play those buys to either this supply or maybe this supply, or maybe the extreme to just change the whole direction. Anything can still happen, but that is my anticipation on the weekly. DXY again on the daily, things are also shaping up, and as you can see also where price is reversing from most pairs, they're reversing from imbalances, okay, so meaning this week could be the week for inducement. And don't forget that this week is one of the, I think, the second last week of the month, so meaning they could be inducing people to change direction before they actually do the actual direction that they want to go during maybe this second quarter or maybe towards the end. So for the daily, we see price now coming back down to mitigate this area of demand, and then those liquidity taken out. And then, like I said, we had that triangle which pushed price up, and then right there we saw we had this flag which now pushed price down, okay, like that, trying to be accurate here, to that demand which we saw on the weekly as doji. Okay, so inside here now we see we had this change of character, the bullish one, which price now was pushed up and then came back down to mitigate that area of next demand, which after that now we see a little bit of a push and then a push back down, and then we see a break of that trend line, which also was acting as the descending triangle. So meaning this break to the upside now came and took out liquidity from here. So meaning now we could be doing those pullbacks. For me, I'm anticipating that pullback to continue this week, either to this demand, and then from this demand now I'll be looking to swing my buy trade to the upside, okay, by placing that buy stop orders. Okay, so that is my anticipation on the daily for the DXY. Now on the 4 hour, we can look at it both ways, just like those other pairs. For me, starting off from the structure, I have this bearish kind of momentum, bullish kind of momentum changing bearish. So meaning we had a change of character here. Price did pull back quite significantly to this imbalance, okay? So meaning that that gap has not been filled according to me, but we see price pushing down, maybe wanting to come and continue the trend, but that wasn't the case, because as you can see, price again pushed to the upside. Now before I explain what is going on here, I want us to notice this. This is my vertical line for the week on how it started last week, okay, on how it started. Now notice one thing. We had a change of character around here. We had a mitigation inside this demand around here this week, WICK, and then we had a push up, okay, trying to tell us that maybe this kind of order flow is trying to continue because of what we see here. We had this lower high, and lower high. So meaning this could be our last lower high, anticipating that price will still continue to the downside, but that wasn't the case. So we had these multiple demands here, which as you can see, broke that trend line, then the triangle, the ascending triangle to the upside, and then price continued again to the upside like that. So right here, right now, we see price pushing down with this inside bar around here, and then price pushed up to take out those highs, and then came in very abruptly to actually take out those lows. So meaning we have a change of character. So my anticipation on this one is I'm waiting to see a little bit of a pushback to this area of supply, and then play those cells to here. But remember, this is the daily now where we are targeting to take our buys from, and continue to the upside. Okay, so if we're continuing to the upside, where are my targets? Target number one is this one, because we have this void that has not been filled, and also we have this supply that has not been filled after that change of character and price went down. So that's just my anticipation on the DXY, and that is what I'll be expecting to do when price gets to there. So last but not least, let us look at USDCHF. So starting off from the weekly on this one, we see price. Let me try and see if we can zoom out. Excuse me. So price is still in a downtrend. We had a little bit of a range here. Price pushed down and then came back up inside this supply. Okay, which again we see price pushing down like that. Okay, so meaning this could be the push to the upside to actually continue with that uptrend, or maybe break that what do you call it, the bearish flag. Okay, but as you can see also, it kind of has been broken, so meaning this could be the pullback inside this demand or POI, and then maybe anticipate that direction to change to the upside. So that's what I'm expecting or anticipating on the weekly. The daily also, the pullback is still continuing. Now, one thing, if you've noticed, the DAX and the Euro USD are in the same direction, and then the DXY and the USDCHF are also in an opposite direction. So as you can see here, we have the USDCHF on the daily also doing that pullback, okay, the start of the pullback. So for me on the USDCHF on the daily, I have that mitigation to the upside, where it actually created that bullish kind of flag, and then got broken around here. Price came up, take out those liquidity, and then came back down to mitigate this demand. So from this demand, we see price coming and taking out this high, which would have expected for it to be respected, but that wasn't the case. So had a little bit of pullback to the upside to come and mitigate the supply, and then came back down. Remember, we had a change of character, and now price now has come back down to that demand, anticipating for it to hold, and continue that uptrend. Okay, but for now, we have this break of that high, so meaning we have another change of character, and this pullback could be the pullback inside this daily demand. Okay, anticipating that move, and then taking those buy stops from here. But as for now, we'll go to the 4 and see if there's possibility of any sales around here to actually play that pullback. But initially, overall, that is my demand, where I'm expecting to at least take my swing buy trades to either this supply, or maybe this supply, or maybe just change their whole direction. So that's my anticipation on the daily for USD CHF. So last but not least is the 4-hour. Now 4-hour, I won't want to explain so much around here on the back, but as you can see, we from here, the recent areas, we see price actually doing that change of character around here, okay, and then price push down to also break this low. So meaning this could be the end of the pullback and then continue to the low. So that means we have that chance of doing those sales, or maybe holding on to those sales to the downside. So how are we looking at that? Or yeah, so we see that push down and then push up to come and mitigate this area of supply. Price came back inside that whole sell to buy range, the STB, and then when it went up, it did a little bit of a pullback around here and then continued to the upside. So right around here, we see we're still in that void. We've not filled the whole of it, so meaning this could be the last break that was taken, or took push price up to take out those highs, and then we come down to actually create that bearish change of character. So my anticipation is price, I want to see price pushing back to that area of supply, and then maybe play those sales around here. And if I want, I'll take partials and let those sales play out, maybe to this demand here that was left unmitigated. And maybe if I do get those bullish kind of conferences, also play those bullish kind of trades to the upside to possibly anticipate that trend change to actually continue. So that's just how I look at this week of 18th to 22nd of May. Okay, all the whole strategy and the whole focus for this week. So I will be joining you at the end of the month, that is 30th and 31st, to talk about my account and everything that has been happening. It's not been very, very good. I'll be very honest with you guys, but what I'm trying to say is it's still possible. So what I'm requesting is, please place your dates. We'll still meet on the 23rd and 24th of the same week right now. That's Saturday or Sunday. We'll meet and I'll upload my latest ways and trades that I've actually been taking during the week. So, hey, um, this is trading. It's very risky. Please be very, very cautious on how you take your risk. Be very averse, be very disciplined, and be very, very risk tolerant in how you actually manage and as well actually uh, put in your strategy and age. For me, I don't have much. You guys have a nice week, okay? And see you on the weekend so that we can do the whole analysis, breaking down bit by bit and doing everything in summary and also in length wise discussion. I don't have much. If you want us to trade together, let me know in my inbox. TikTok also in my inbox. Same name as my YouTube channel. And yeah, I'll help you join the group for free so that we can continue making this money together. Anyway, cheers. Have a nice week. God bless you all.